Welcome to your 8 minutes thriving hard for thriving life grief tips. Let me ask you, have you ever have an experience or your loved one ever have an experience where you feel alone even though you are with people who are supportive? This might be a group of supportive friends. This could also be a group of support group. You are grieving and you are with your support group, and yet you feel alone. One of common questions that I hear as a grief specialist coach is people coming and say, I wonder what's wrong with me because I just feel alone and I just feel like an outsider in the group, and they're so nice and so kind, and I just don't feel like I belong. And if that is happening, please know that there is nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you to feel alone, that you feel alone even though you are with supportive people. There are a few reasons on why we might feel alone. You might feel alone even as you are with supportive people. And the first one is that not everyone can relate. Not everyone able to relate to your experience, even when the loss is very similar. So let's say a loss of a significant other. The person did not live your life. The other people did not live your life. Other people in the group did not have the exact relationship on the day to day for whatever number of years it is, whether it is your significant other or your relationship with your parents or parents with their child. There is no exact relationship, even if it is a very similar loss. While camaraderie, having camaraderie can help us to not feel alone. Sometimes, even in the midst of that, it's understandable if you're listening to somebody and you said, oh, none of this is exactly what I feel, and your feeling is always valid. Your feeling is always valid. You might say, none of this is exactly what I feel, and I just don't feel like they hear me. And that's okay. And that's okay because nobody experienced exactly the same. And in truth, a lot of grievers feelings actually change moment to moment. 1 hour you feel this way, the next hour you feel that way, the next hour you feel that way. And part of the reason, and then the second reason, that part of the reasons your feelings changing, and the second reason that you might feel alone even when you are in the group is because grief is one of those that's multidimensional. In other words, grief affected more than just your mind. It's affected your heart, it's affected your physical body. Grief gets somatized in your energetic level, and just looking at your physical body, physiologically, and your cells and the process that's in your body different moment to moment, actually really minutes to minutes. It's changed continuously and constantly, and that's why sometimes someday you feel belong and you feel supportive, and some other day you don't. And sometimes you feel good with them, and some other day you don't even feel good in yourself. And that's okay. That's the process of grief. And then the other part, the other reasons that can cause this is because we know that grief often causes people to feel lost. You feel lost, you feel overwhelmed, you feel confused, even without a lot of other things going on, or when there's a lot of other things going on. And if we already feeling lost and confused or overwhelmed, being in the group can sometimes exacerbate that. So what can you do? What can you do to be able to navigate this moment? One is to allow to find a different group. Sometimes you outgrown your group. If this is support group, sometimes you outgrown your group. And so find a different group or an even more specialized group. So really something that's exactly what it is that you're looking for. So for instance, if this is somebody who passed away from cancer, it is somebody who passed away from breast cancer. So, a child who passed away from breast cancer, just as an example. And then sometimes it's also helpful to connect in a less formal gathering, because in a less formal gathering, you have even the support group is very supportive. Sometimes the formality of it prevent us from being able to just relax and be casual, so to say. So for connect in a less formal gathering is another thing you can do. And then to allow a one-to-one support with a professional whom you are able to relate, whom perhaps has experience in your loss or has a lot of experience with loss, and a connection with people whom you are able to relate and able to help you navigate your moment to moment will allow you a deeper connection and allow you to feel less alone, somebody whom you can trust, you can relate, and you can connect with, and to allow you to do that, and then to again remember that you are normal. Know that you are normal, even though you are not feeling. Sometimes people say, hey, you should do this and you should do that, you should do this, and then we got confused and said, well, this all this shoot this and shoot that and must this must that just does not feel right, and it's okay. Your feeling is always valid, and if the group that you are with is no longer feel good to you, take a pause from the group, find a different group, find a different person to support you. But I do would recommend for you to consider not to isolate. Sometimes people end up isolating themselves because they're like, well, the group don't feel good. I'm just gonna sit and at home on my own and not connect with anybody. Grief is, in general, human beings are what we call social creatures. It is helpful to be with others. It help with our psychology, emotional. It's even help our physiology. So it's human beings are meant to be social. So find people, don't give up, continue to look for people whom you are able to connect and you are able to feel good, and let them know sometimes you feel like you connecting and sometimes you don't, and you can take a break, but please also do not isolate on continuous basis. And if you have any questions or would welcome further support, feel welcome to message me directly on the message part below, or to email me at drtan for grief@gmail.com. And this is Dr. BirgitteTan with Joyful Riches Beyond Grief. If you find these videos helpful, please do subscribe to continue to receive updates. Please like the video, as well as feel welcome to share this with someone you care. And I'm here for you, and I look forward to see you again.